Hello, everybody, and welcome here to the third race of the PCS Array Presents the ARCA Menards series, getting set for their third race of the season here at Darlington Raceway for 19 laps. Scott Forrest on the pole, Rita Aura, Dylan Van Dyke, and Skylar Davidson as you look at the rest of the starting lineup. Shut up, stomach. I'm trying to record. And let's get these 35. And apparently we have a problem with the 88. So hold on a second. Make sure everybody rolls out. This is, by the way, attempt number 2 of recording this race. I had this race recorded until my recording software decided to be a derping hyena and didn't want to save. So I had to shorten the race to 19 laps of racing. The Ruxor 200. Hope everybody is okay with that. Oh, my cup's over. Okay. We have 4 drivers making their debut. Of course, Scott Forrest being one of them. Bradley Ream is the other in that 47. He failed to qualify earlier today. See who else is making their... Nathan Orman from the West Series. And there was one other driver who also is making... Oh, it's Dylan Matthews. That was the other driver who's making their debut here in the East Series. Matthews will also make his debut in the West Series at the next West ARCA West Series race, which we'll be going to sometime later this season. That would be Las Vegas. First time ARCA has ever raced here at Darlington, so I don't know what to expect, but I should know it will be a fun race at the track too tough to tame. Green flags in the air, we're underway at Darlington. Hopefully my recording software will not be a derping hyena. This is also our first of 3 straight combination races for the East and the Main Series that will be at. Scott Forrest led the first lap. Dylan Van Dyke, who's tied with Kyler Anderson for the points lead, or actually, no, 20 points back of the points lead, excuse me. Points are, by the way, over here, the right side of your screen. Dylan Van Dyke going to take the race lead. Dylan Van Dyke is trying to run down Kyler Anderson for the points lead. Drag race to the line. Looks like Scott Forrest led that lap, but Dylan Van Dyke has the inside line. This track, 3 wide, is never a good idea, as there's Donna Ramirez in the 41. As I'm going to look at something real quickly. Donna Ramirez did not make the show for the ARCA series race you'll see tomorrow. There's Nathan Orman, who failed to qualify for the ARCA race after he made his debut last week at Michigan. Nathan Orman, as I said, making his first start. He's running a limited schedule here in the East Series. Next week, we're going to Kentucky. We were supposed to go to Martinsville, but I decided to switch it to Kentucky next week. That will be for the East and the Main Series only. West Series will take an off week. Hope you're looking forward to that. Nathan Orman trying to battle Dylan Van Dyke for the race lead. So Ormy will focus his attention here on the part-time schedule in the East Series. Apologize for the little lag there on my NR. Don't know why that happened, but anyway. Dylan Van Dyke still leading. This 95 had a different driver last season as Orman's going to take the race lead, but here comes Paul Diamond, the 21 car for GMS Racing. There's Paul Diamond, Donna Ramirez. Also, in case my quote-unquote save button on my export decides to be stupid, I did save this race, but I'm going to have to overwrite it, which is fine by me. As Orman's leading this race, let's check the rear of the field. Luna Farmer back here at the rear of the field. Luna made her debut, finished 17th last week. Kyle Rogers is back here at the rear of the field. Eric Diaz in the 12. Margaret Jacobs, who comes this race third in the point standings, the teammate card to the 48 for Brad Smith Racing, or Brad Smith Motorsports. There's Phelan Bradley. Phelan Bradley making his second East Series start. Cleopatra Gamble came in this race 11th in points. This is not the run she was hoping for. Emma Kaiser in the 51. Not the run she was hoping for. Tima Mauser dropped 12 spots down to 17th in points as Bradley Reen gets hung out to dry on the outside. Mauser right behind Carolina Bradley. There's the points leader, Kyler Anderson, right behind Cheyenne Berkshire, who really moves Annie Smith up the track a little bit. So Annie Smith's going to continue to drop positions like a hot potato. Alexandre Sarnes, who DNQ'd the main series race. Maxie Chilton failed to qualify for the main series in the same car, which they made a lot of adjustments in between knockout qualifying and the East Series race. Maxie Chilton gained a spot to 18th in the point standings. Seamus Lorenas, in her second start, made her debut last week at Loudon. There's Bill Sandwich in the 98. Tatiana Guerra in the 20. There's been some talks that Tatiana Guerra could also run some races in the 41 car because Tatiana Guerra has not made an attempt in the main series, so she could run in the main series on a part-time schedule. That would be interesting. There's Mike Cooper in the 16th position. Mike fell down a spot to 22nd in the points, so this is a somewhat better of a run. Derek Elwood, who's going to make his ARCA debut tomorrow. He raced his way into the ARCA Menards Series race tomorrow via Go or Go Homer. Maisie Creighton comes in this race fourth in the point standings. Hello, Sheriff Pace car, by the way. Dylan Van Dyke went from top 10 to outside top 15. Good runs for Dylan Matthews. Sebastian Palmer in the 46. Bianchi's up here, so is Paul Diamond, who just took the lead. Bianchi currently in second. Remember, Bianchi came in this race top 5 in the point standings, 5th to be exact. And he was tied with Derek Elwood. So nice run for Lucian Bianchi. No, not related to the Lucian Bianchi who died in the F1 crash at Suzuka in 2014. Apologies for NR lagging just a little bit. Not sure why. As here comes Lucian Bianchi, going to take the race lead from Paul Diamond if he can get the run on the inside, as we're down to 3 laps of racing to go. In a caution-free race, I'd like to point out. Very rare do you see a Darlington race be a caution-free race. Good run for Liliana Beta, who failed to qualify for the main series. Finished dead last week, 31st in her first start of the year. This is going to be a much better result for Liliana Beta. As Paul Diamond still trying to hold off the hard-charging Lucian Bianchi, who's part of Frank's team. Captain Frank, I'd like to call him. As Paul Diamond just drives in the corner and just makes it stick, but Bianchi trying his best as we're coming to the white flag. One more lap to go here at the Darlington Raceway. Cloudy conditions making these cars handle a little bit better, even though the tires are going away. Down the back straightaway for the final time. I don't think the 17 is going to have a run on the 21. Apologies for the NR lag there. As NR is lagging a bit, I apologize. But Paul Diamond will win here at Darlington. Now you know why I saved the export for that reason. Oh. So Paul Diamond will get the win. Lucian Bianchi will get second. Liliana Beta third. Nathan Orman fourth. Skylar Davidson, didn't talk about Sky. She finishes in fifth. One of two Skys we have. The other one, Skylar Taylor. Sebastian Palmer will get sixth. Good run for him. Ritva Aura in her second start. Good run for her in seventh. Beatriz Campos in eighth. Good run for Dylan Matthews in ninth. And Donna Ramirez completes the top 10. Top 15 was completed by Rachel Sutton, Scott Forrest, Derek Elwood, Mike Cooper, and Maisie Creighton. Top 20 completed by Tatiana Guerra, Dylan Van Dyke, second in points. Bill Sandwich, Maxie Chilton, and Zelda Towns, our winner from Bristol a couple of weeks ago. As you look on down to the remainder of the finishing results, I'm looking at some names here that really stood out to me. Tyler Anderson came home 21st. He was your points leader, by the way. I talked about Dylan Van Dyke came as race second in points. The gal that came as race third in points, Margaret Jacobs, finished in 26. And Maisie Creighton finished in 15. She finished ahead of the three drivers she tried to run down for the points lead, but Bianchi finished ahead of those drivers. And Luna Farmer, not the result in her second start, but all 35 cars finished the race and all on the lead lap. And I have a good feeling this guy right here is going to be the points leader, but we're going to confirm that when we show you your point standings right after this. Don't go anywhere, folks. And welcome back, everybody. As Kyler Anderson, despite being the points leader, or despite that poor result, still the points leader, but it's down to 3 points. Bianchi gained a snot load. It was like 80-something points going into this race, down to 14. So we got a good championship battle. Campos, Elwood, Ramirez, Creighton, Sutton, Sandwich, and Palmer are your top 10 in the point standings. You look on down through the rest of the results as far as the points are concerned. Down there at 35th is Bradley Green, but like I said, this was his first start of the year. But that's going to do it from Darlington, everybody. Hope you enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCS Race Crew today. We showed your full finish results. You're looking at your point standings heading into our next race at Kentucky next week, but we finish up our race weekend with the Darlington race for the ARCA Menards series. Hope you will tune in for that. Until then, I've been Dino signing off. Goodbye from Darlington Raceway. Thank you for watching the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association, another broadcast of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association as we celebrate 14 years as the best NR racing around the world since 2017.